I'm Jamal DeBose and I'm representing Team Canada, and I'll be delivering the intelligence debriefing and start by giving a little bit of background on the current cyber attack situation. An attempted ransomware attack was executed against IT systems of the summit, which was discovered on May 19th. A sitrep that we developed also outlines that attack in full. A second ransomware attack was executed on May 22nd, and we also developed another sitrep to go along with that attack as well. I want to start by going over the intrusion methods. On May 19, 2019, a ransomware attack was executed against IT frameworks of the summit. Social engineering occurred against a user who opened an email with a fake invoice. Once the Excel file was opened, a request for permission to open links to other files was made, which then the system allowed. The Excel file downloaded and opened a malicious dropper, which then triggered the attack. A file was put in the uploads directory of the WordPress server by the name of ransomware.exe, which started encrypting. The isolated and infected machine identified the method of attack. Further analysis showed that one of the encrypted files contained the message cyber war. This message could be determined to be a possible motivation against members of the Five Eyes Summit. Later, we were able to find the encryption key in one of the files dropped on the computer. The encrypted files decrypted and restored. This attack's severity was considered mild and little damage was done. The attack then occurred on May 22nd and was much more sophisticated. The attacker was able to gain access to the network and attempted to access various files. Malware was placed on the network, which was related to the HR staff member reporting they were unable to access files. An investigation revealed that a number of files had been encrypted, and a ransomware note left demanding $500 US in Bitcoin for the decryption key to restore those files. Deleted files were also discovered to be used in this attack. When the deleted files were restored, insider threat became the possible culprit. Containing the restored files were images of a woman who was a friend of a staff member's wife. Other files provided evidence of an affair, while more files contained details of a planned and expensive vacation between the two. The analysis conducted on this evidence makes it appear that Mr. Silver is having an affair with his wife's best friend, Miss Gina. In addition, travel tickets, hotel, and other vacation details have been booked for a pending fling. Next, I would like to speak on the current system standings. The critical data has been recovered and all systems impacted have been re-imaged following the cyber attacks. The security staff is confident that they are in front of the attack and all malware was deleted on the network. We will continue to monitor the network closely. Furthermore, prevention and defense mechanism will be in place to deal with malware moving forward. Training and awareness campaigns will be launched for Canadian citizens. The goal of this training is to make users aware of how malware enters and affects systems, the risk it poses, and how technical controls alone cannot prevent all incidents. The training will include specific guidance for users about how they should pay attention to file extensions associated with malware. This training should ensure that users are only downloading and executing applications from trusted sources and not clicking suspicious links. Moving forward, Canada intends to reduce its vulnerabilities by ensuring patch management policies and procedures are up to date. These documents will include details about how frequently patches need to be applied and how security automation helps system administrators secure hosts effectively. Systems and security capabilities are enhanced, and these documents will be updated to reflect the appropriate number of personnel employed to support Canada's patch management efforts. Threat mitigation efforts will also be conducted to prevent attack attempts that do not need to exploit vulnerability to occur. Malware threats, along with a combination of antivirus, intrusion prevention system, firewalls, content filtering, application whitelisting tools with endpoint detection response to watch activity on Canada's hosts and networks in real time. Multiple vendors will be hired to strengthen these capabilities for the number of different systems. Having multiple vendors will protect our system from being unprotected due to operational issues and allow for the maximum number of signature updates. Network and host-based IPS will be deployed to support the firewalls and detect malware before it can reach its intended target. The host-based IPS will be useful in monitoring host logs, running processes, file modifications, and application changes. The network-based IPS selected will be customizable to suit our network requirements. These customizations will allow network administrators to create and deploy new attack signatures in a short amount of time. This way, our systems are protected from known and emerging threats. This customizable IPS will work well with the new network firewall that will deny all incoming traffic that has not been intended as permissible. It is also important that we invest in a content filtering solution to prevent the delivery of spam, phishing, and malware delivery via email. This solution will allow email servers to block files with file extensions that are associated with the malware from being delivered. Content filtering can also be applied to web-based malware threats by building a blacklist of sites users cannot visit and by blocking pop-up windows to prevent credential theft. Application whitelisting will also aid the security team to reduce malware threats. The whitelisting technology will run in enforcement mode and block all applications that are not included in the whitelist. In terms of protecting our brand, we have a number of recommendations to protect our reputation. It is recommended that a public relations team is implemented to communicate these type of events. The PR team will be used to broadcast information about Canada's security best practices to the public. This broadcast will help the public understand what the country is doing to protect sensitive information. And lastly, this team will be used to communicate what remediation steps are being taken. And the root cause is the next topic I want to speak on, because that's where the whole issue has started. An investigation continues and has identified a lack of user awareness training in the first incident and the need for better internal security controls. Also, HR security and ongoing background checks for personnel in critical positions of access or responsibility need to occur. A recommended solution to determining cause of events is to use the 5 whys method. The 5 whys method can be used by Canada security teams to ask why repeatedly until they drill down to what caused the problem instead of stating the problem itself. The 5 whys method should be used at the root cause analysis meeting to increase effectiveness. The RCA should occur as soon as possible so information is retained by those involved and all key stakeholders are able to attend. Some of the lessons learned here are: a layer 8 error occurred. User opened unknown attachment and enabled external links in the first attack. Also, we need to improve user awareness training and testing as stated prior. A need for improved firewall rules. A need for advanced malware protection, and a need for network monitoring tools as well. To conclude this briefing, it was to inform the leadership on the ongoing cyber attacks that took place during the 5 Eyes Summit. It was determined that a lack of security training, security vulnerabilities, and end-user negligence were the root cause of these attacks. The issues were resolved and systems are in good standing due to new implementations. Although all the threats are eliminated and new measures are put in place, maintaining regulatory and policy compliance are important factors in keeping the controls functional.